Such an influential part of our lives, and this is no exception for people living with disabilities. Assistive technologies have helped people in a variety of environments with a variety of different devices and services first defined in federal law in the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act of 1990. The Richard Wood Georgia Schools lists many categories of assistive technologies for people with disabilities, including academic and learning aids, aids for daily living, assistive listening devices, environmental aids, computer access and instruction, and that's just to name a few. But many of these categories can be broken down to help three types of impairments: visual, motor, and auditory. All these assistive technologies have helped make the lives of people with disabilities easier and help them to become more independent.
Hello.
Natalie is deaf and she is meeting her partner for a project. Noelle tries talking to her and Natalie cannot read lips. Natalie tries to sign to Noelle, but she does not know sign language. They use an app called And Ava, which allows Natalie to scan a barcode off of Noelle's device that puts them in a conversation together. Noelle speaks into her device and asks Natalie, "How are you?"
How are you?
Noelle's device listens to her and writes down everything she is saying so Natalie can read it. Natalie is able to respond by typing in the conversation so Noelle can read it. Noelle is sitting watching a movie. Noelle is deaf and is unable to hear the audio, so she doesn't know what is going on. She's able to turn on captioning so that she can read what is going on throughout the film. Many popular apps include captioning for people who have trouble hearing or are completely deaf, such as Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, and more.
Well, for the millions of people that are blind or visually impaired, everyday tasks can be difficult, but there's a new app trying to help with that.
The Gad Shaban brings us this amazing story.
45-year-old Julian Vargas can find his way just about anywhere. He's been blind most of his life and enjoys being independent, but says there are moments when he and others who are visually impaired need help.
When we're trying to get some information or detail that's only available visually, we'll joke around and say, God, if I only had a pair of eyes I could borrow right now.
A new free app for smartphones called Be My Eyes aims to solve that problem.
How can I help you today?
I'm not as familiar with the aisles here, so I was thinking that maybe you could be my eyes.
The app uses a phone's camera and microphone to get the blind instantly connected to sighted volunteers like Elvira Medina.
If you go a little bit more to your left.
This one here?
That one, you got it.
Since the app launched last month, Medina has helped blind users locate medicine, figure out expiration dates, and even shop for their favorite orange juice.
That one has no pulp.
Okay, that's what I want.
Okay, perfect. This app is actually something that is helping people, and in such a small scale, but means so much.
More than 115,000 volunteers have signed up to help the roughly 10,000 blind who've enrolled so far. What are these volunteers giving you?
They're giving us sometimes what we need the most at that given second, a pair of eyes.
The service is available in 80 languages. Vargas says it's making an impact. You don't have to see to believe.
Enable is an online global community of volunteers who are using 3D printers and 3D design software to make prosthetics for children and adults who are missing fingers, hands, and wrists, and we're giving them away for free.
One of the reasons 3D printing is so well suited to this problem is no two cases are exactly the same. Some kids are missing all of their fingers, some are missing even the palm and the wrist. One of the reasons we can produce these devices in kind of incredibly low cost, well under $100, is these devices are entirely body-driven, purely mechanical, so there are no motors, there are no sensors, there are no heavy batteries. So it's a very lightweight, very simple device.
These hands don't even pretend to look like normal hands. They're very different. These things look like something Iron Man or a superhero would have, and the kids love them for that reason.
Once I had this hand, my friends would ask, "Hey dude, how's it going? Has anything changed with it? Is it working better?" And it's pretty cool how they're actually involved. They're actually talking to me about it. And I love this because I could pick up stuff and I could help.
It's been really great to have Kieran and his family come to Pier 9, to prototype these new ideas, to test drive these new hands, and to be able to see the higher perspective of, what this is all about, to see how that hour of CAD, translated into him being able to hold his coat or zip a zipper better.
What Enable has done is it seems that they've kind of proven that regular people can design amazing things if they're given access to the tools.
The positive of technology for people with disabilities are the ways it helps people with physical and mental impairments. People are coming up with technology to make things easier, like speaking, hearing, seeing, and getting around. Technology is being included almost everywhere in the world, which can help people with impairments. People who cannot talk are able to use technology that talks for them. People who cannot walk are able to use technology that allows them to get around in other ways. People who cannot hear are able to use technology to communicate with other people in another sense, like reading their comments. People who cannot see are able to use technology to read things and hear what they are not seeing. People have come a long way with technology that makes things easier on people with impairments. The negatives of technology for people with disabilities are how technology is not always accessible and the cost is not always in the price range for that person. People with disabilities rely on technology most of the time, and it is not always accessible, such as elevators, sliding doors, closed captioning, and etc. People who have disabilities might not want to use technology, and they would have to find an alternative.